In the NFL is big news. And so everybody's talking about Odell Beckham Jr. I don't even know really what he's going to bring. Will he be that productive? I mean, you have receivers in the NFL that are third receivers on teams that are more productive than him right now. Cedric Wilson being one with the Dallas Cowboys. But he's OBJ, kind of got that juice and brand around him early. He's been a diva. He is talented. I don't know, Blake. I mean, I think you could find 30 more guys just like him. I mean, but you got to give the NFL credit. I mean, you and I have been watching the NFL Network all day and ESPN. I mean, whatever happens in that league is a big deal.
Yep.
Tua's middle index finger is fractured. Yeah, it's just, and of course Aaron Rodgers with the COVID deal.
I mean, that's huge.
Is and of course the New York, L.A., Chicago, all that media is just gonna get all in it, bathe in it, and so on. But Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, he's a what? What is he?
Yeah, he's not worth the value. His value on the field, it feels like at this point in his career, no longer outweighs his impact in the locker room and off the field and that kind of negativity that he brings with him.
Now, you put him with a strong head coach like Sean Payton, maybe you get 2 years out of him? Year and a half?
I think it's very clear that this move would never be being made if Michael Thomas was healthy. So,
yeah.
I don't, I wonder how much cap, I get why maybe the Packers go after OBJ because they're trying to maximize the final year of Aaron Rodgers, and they already are in a position to where it looks like they're clearly a playoff team. They could be a Super Bowl potential team. If you're the Saints, I mean, what is your ceiling and how much capital for down the road are you willing to give up for a team that right now is going to be quarterbacked by Trevor Siemian and Taysom Hill for the rest of the year, right? Like, are you really going to mortgage the future of the franchise for OBJ? And how does he add wins to your team this year, given what you have?
Yeah,
Packers, I get why that makes sense for them to an extent. Plus, he ain't going to out-alpha Aaron Rodgers.
No.
So, I mean, he can come in and –
That's like people thinking that Zeke was the locker room in Dallas. I mean,
no.
Zeke does what Dak tells him to do.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And so, the whole, getting on to Baker Mayfield thing, I promise you this much. You get on to Aaron Rodgers in that locker room, see you later, alligator.
Yeah.
You done, son.
All right, so we're monitoring.
Yeah.
And if he goes to the Saints, it's a tie to us because – they're 2.5 hours.
It's entertaining.
A little bit of change down the road.
It's entertaining.
Yeah.
If nothing else.
But I think Sean Payton will kind of like Bill Belichick with Randy Moss. And OBJ's not Randy Moss, but, hey, it's going to be our way.
Or the highway.
Right. And that's the way it has to be to have success. I mean, look what the Pittsburgh Steelers did a few years ago with Le'Veon Bell and AB, Antonio Brown. I mean, Mike Tomlin and that front office just said, we're not putting up with it next. The Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. We'll have Kyle Morris here in a couple of minutes. He'll join us. Owner of Live Oaks Golf Club, Roosevelt, and the Reed House. He also played football at Florida. And unless you've been under a rock, you know that Florida's been in the news a good bit. The last couple of weeks as things have been going the wrong way for Dan Mullen and the Gators. But the last thing you want to do is continue to flip, go through coaches, flip the building. I mean, the Gators have been through some coaches here lately, I mean, you can even go back to Ron Zook. Urban Stay was short. He was successful. Muschamp, McElwain, now Dan. We watched it. You see what happened at Texas and Tennessee and so on. You would like a guy to hang around 7 or 8 years. We welcome in our friend Kyle Morris, played at Florida. He joins us on the Out of Bounds Show, owner of Live Oaks Golf Club, Roosevelt, and the Reed House. Kyle Morris, good morning. How are you, buddy?
Morning, Bo. How you doing?
I'm good. Your Gators have been all over the news my man. Dan is a really good coach. He's in a bad spot right now, Kyle. As a former Gator, do you want to see this thing work out for him and him try to get it right, or do you want him to go ahead and make a change? How do you see it right now?
It's tough. It's like you said, you don't want to keep making changes just to make changes. I think Dan is a great coach. I think Dan is a great play caller. He's a quarterback developer, all those things. But I think Dan is a 4-loss coach, no matter where you put him. And I think he's perfect for not a top-tier team. And that might not make sense, but, whether it's true or not, the people at Florida, we've got everything to offer. And there's no reason we shouldn't recruit like every other team in the country. And we have. You mentioned earlier that, we were number 7 in recruiting the last however many years, if you average them out. We don't have top 7 talent that runs on the field every Saturday. And I don't believe in recruiting 100%, but I do believe the more 5 stars and 4 stars you recruit, the better you're going to be. Mm-hmm. And, you're only going to hit it so many times with 3 stars and 2 stars. So if you want to be a top team, you've got to recruit. I don't think he puts that much effort into it. I think he thinks, different tennis shoes are going to sell a player on coming there. So he's facing a lot of battles, with the NIL and everything. The people in Florida love their football, but they don't back their football as much as they should, I guess.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the right way of saying it. The Florida is and whether you like it or not, or whether you go that way, they're a very liberal campus. The professors don't like the football players. The professors don't like the football team. It's not a campus life that builds itself on successful football. Therefore, it's hard to have successful football. And I think a lot of it has to do with the guy leading the program, and there's not much passion about anything. There's just not much passion. And, at least Saturday night with South Carolina, if you're South Carolina, you've got a coach that's enthusiastic and he's sold on that program and he wants to win for all the right reasons. He's not going to. I mean, let's be realistic. South Carolina is not going to be a powerhouse.
No.
But if South Carolina can be an 8-4 team and an enthusiastic coach and every year run out 8-4, they're going to be happy. And they're going to show up Saturday and they're going to support the program. Florida's not going to do that. They're just not. And so whether it's a change now or a change later, I think you're just putting off the inevitable if you don't get rid of him now at the end of the year. I think there's a lot of programs looking for coaches, and a lot of programs are going to suck up some coaches that maybe will not be available to you a year from now.
Did you watch? Well, did you turn the game off on Saturday night?
I didn't. Me and my son, who's a senior in high school, I said we're going to watch every second of it because this is a butt whipping and this is a team that's quit, and when they're complaining next week, and again that's the thing that I don't think I agree with the NIL and its principal values that we need to let these players benefit from their likeness. But there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that. For years, they've had the ability to say, yeah, y'all love us, but it's not fair we're not getting paid. Okay, well, now they're getting paid, so a lot more is going to be expected of them. And I don't think they realize the criticism that comes towards an 18-year-old kid now is fair because he's getting compensated. He's getting everything he's always wanted. So now, for people to be critical of young kids, and I do think they're young kids that haven't developed into real life yet. But all of a sudden, they've used to be off limits. Now they're on limits. So it's just a different world we're going through right now, and we're going to see in 4 or 5 years how we come out the other side of it. But yeah, I think we're just looking at a developmental league for the NFL, and the players now. That's the only reason they go to college. When I went to school and back in the 80s, and what we grew up on were kids playing for their school because they love their school and they love being a part of that team. Now, some of them do, but there's a lot of them that are just like, look, I'm 18, I'm going for my best deal I can get. And I really don't care about this city or this team that much. So we'll see how that all works out.
Kyle Morris played at Florida, Live Oaks Golf Club, Roosevelt, and the Reed House. He joins us on the Bell's Two-Hearted Ale guest line. I also think that it's bad timing, Kyle, because Georgia is loaded this year, and they're the overwhelming favorite, and everybody believes they'll win it, and they may. And as you know, they haven't won one since 1980. And I also think that doesn't land well with the Gator fan base. Your thoughts?
Oh no, it doesn't. And when Spurrier came into Florida, everybody started talking about the Tennessee rivalry and that, Georgia and all these LSU and all these rivalries. And he said, look, a rivalry is only a rivalry if both teams can win. And right now Georgia's better than everybody. Now, what's great about it for a Florida fan is, yeah, Georgia might win it, and I think they're going to beat everybody. I heard Dorian earlier say 2 touchdowns. I think they're 3 or 4 touchdowns better than everybody else. I mean, I think they are that good because they play in today's environment. They play defense like they did in the early 80s.
Yeah.
And nobody else can do that right now. The way teams can spread you out and do everything. I mean, they're like an NFL defense playing against any college offense, and it's not going to work.
No, I think you nailed it, Kyle.
Either that or Kirby's going to choke bigger than anybody that's ever choked.
Oh, man. I'm glad you said that. Oklahoma and Miami in the 80s. Switzer and Jimmy Johnson rolled out some ferocious defenses, and you make a great point, man. Georgia plays violent and mad on that side of the football, Kyle.
And you could never put them in a bad situation. If a team gains 12 yards, they're looking at each other like, who screwed up? I mean, now every other defense is like, oh, they gained 12. Well, God, at least they didn't gain 20. And Georgia's just different. And, I think the playoffs, look, Cincinnati's got to hope for at least all but 2 teams to have 2 losses. I think that's possible because the committee obviously doesn't want them in.
No.
I think, if they don't get in, even though they're joining the conference in the next 2 or 3 years or whatever, if they don't get in and they run the table, then Luke Fickell will be the head coach somewhere else next year.
Yes.
And I wouldn't mind that being Florida. I mean, he is a good coach.
He is a good coach.
Coaches, he's more of an old school coach than. And I think he hires people that, will open up the offense. But he's kind of a no-nonsense guy. Ohio State's probably playing the second best football right now, but they still got to go through their schedule and the championship game. And, so does Oklahoma. I mean, do they run the table? I can't imagine the way they've played they do. But, there's just a lot that can happen in the next month, and a lot's going to change in the next month. And it'll be fun to see, but look, Florida's down right now. Florida's not doing good, and they've got a lot to work out. And he's probably going to get another year, and I hope Dan does well, but I just can't imagine him doing that. But we'll see.
Kyle Morris on the Out of Bounds show. All right, let's switch gears, man. So let's talk Roosevelt and Live Oaks. You guys teasing us with this blue plate action? What's going on?
No, we're gonna start doing. We opened this place right before the pandemic, and we were rolling pretty good, building up some of our lunchtime.
All right, we'll get Kyle back in just a second. You're listening to Out of Bounds, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. And they're serving a great lunch Tuesday through Sunday. They can also hit up breakfast on the weekends. Live Oaks Golf Club, Roosevelt's, and the Reed House. Kyle Morris joining us on the Out of Bounds Show. Don't forget about our podcast, Apple Podcast. Search the Out of Bounds Show. All right, Kyle Morris, continue on, my man, on the blue plates. Are the Gremlins getting his phone or our phone? All right. We'll get him here in just a second. So let me, it doesn't sound like we got him. Kyle Morris, keep going on those blue plates.
My phone's like our offense right now. We just turn it over every once in a while.
That's pretty good.
No, we're going to start having when the pandemic came, we shut the restaurant down, and so we kind of had to build back up, and we went with, just the plate lunch on Sunday. We're going to start doing it on Tuesdays and Thursdays during the week right now, and we're going to try to promote that. And we the rest of the time, Mondays we're closed. The rest of the week, we're open 10 to 2, and on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday open until 5 o'clock. But Tuesdays and Thursdays will be a plate lunch day where we'll offer, plate lunch, vegetables, one meat, but you can order off the menu. You can add vegetables to any meal. Just get a vegetable plate if you want. But doing a lot of good things at Roosevelt. We got our Thanksgiving menu out. If you just want to order some dressing or sides or turkey or ham, we're going to smoke some turkeys and ham. So Roosevelt's has a lot going on. We're taking baby steps, but I think we're getting where we need to go. And golf has obviously slowed down in the wintertime, so we get our lunchtime people that come in and eat, and I think we do a really good job. And if we don't, tell us so, but come see us at Roosevelt's.
Roosevelt's at Live Oaks Golf Club. How is the Reed House going, Kyle?
Reed House is good. We have events just about every weekend, a lot of times 2 or 3. So learning that process of turning over from one wedding on a Saturday night to another wedding where they can start decorating on Sunday. We've got people working all night to clean up and get ready. But so we're learning with every event. Obviously had some beautiful events with the lights and the oak trees and just everything we've done. So you can certainly, if you're a dad, I feel sorry for you if you're looking for a bride for a wedding, because we deal with a lot of dads that just come in shaking their heads, but they got to make their daughter happy. So we would love for you to come see us. We've got an event with it's kind of with your station, and Matt White's coming before the Egg Bowl to do his analytics, and
Matt White in the house.
That's right, and so it'll be the first time I'll meet Matt. I think Matt's a good guy and does a good job for Mississippi State. Obviously does a really good job for y'all's radio station. And so we got that available the Tuesday before the Egg Bowl. And we just got some exciting things going on, and we're trying to work through the kinks. Hell, I played football and sold eggs for 28 years, and I had to learn the golf business, and now we're learning the venue business, and we've got some events with some different businesses having Christmas parties and just renting an event to have an event for their customers. So we've got some different stuff. So certainly we can handle anything, and we would love for you to call us for anything.
Kyle Morris, Live Oaks Golf Club, Roosevelt's, and the Reed House. He mentioned that. It is a wedding, corporate, charity venue, beautiful, dropped in between the 200-plus year Live Oaks in the back of the property. And, of course, Kyle and his team, Buck and the whole crew, have flipped the golf course, and it's nothing like it was just a few years ago. So exciting times out there. Speaking of, Buck is like a Renaissance man. He can do anything, Kyle.
Buck can. That's what we made Buck our general manager here a little bit ago, and with the things that I'm dealing with away from work, he has really taken the ball and run with it. He's got the respect and of all of our employees and all the people we work with, and he does things the way we like it. And so I think we do a good job. We are certainly cared about our customer. Anything they want, we try to accommodate in some way. And but he's done a good job of running the place, as all of our managers have. I mean, it is a group of people that down to the people that cut grass or wash golf carts, the high school kids. We've got a good group of people that are going to treat our customer the right way, and if they don't, they're not going to be very, very long. You know, when I played, somebody asked Spurrier, and he said there's a reason there's a number 2. Just in case number 1 doesn't do very good, you put number 2 in, and you always got number 3. So we've got people lined up, and we're going to take care of our customer, that's for sure.
All right, so blue plates on Tuesday and Thursday now to go
always
along.
on Sunday. Yep.
Yeah.
Always on Sunday.
Always on Sunday to go along with the Philly cheesesteak sandwich, the burgers, the chicken strips, and all the other good stuff. That's in there, as Kyle said. Go ahead.
You can ask Blake about the onion rings. I didn't learn about the onion rings until Blake came in the other day.
God, they looked.
I need onion rings, and I said, "How'd you get onion rings?" And he looked at me, and I turned and looked in the kitchen, and Betty and Snoop were looking at me like, "We'll make some." I'm like, "I've never tried them."
Kyle, you got to know the right people. That's
got to know
the
the right people.
Well, look, I know you, so I got some onion rings. Now they're on the menu.
Well,
so.
John Brazier's the one that texted us the picture of how good they looked, and then I was like, man, all right.
Oh, they cook all kind of stuff when I'm not here. I mean,
Kyle Morris on the Out of Bounds Show with Live Oaks Golf Club. Kyle, we'll catch up again soon, buddy. Be good.
Good deal, Bo. Thank you.
All right, so blue plates on Tuesday, Thursday. Of course, they've been doing it on Sunday. Lunch open Tuesday through Sunday. And golf, they've got the event venue, corporate and weddings back in the back, the Reed House. If you want to tour that, call 601-982-1231. 601-982-1231. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
982-1231. So, and we've got a great, you know, they've got a heck of a menu, Philly cheesesteak sandwich. Today's Wednesday, so you don't have a blue plate, but tomorrow you do. Blake, did you have?
I'm
is
excited.
there any breaking news or anything?
No, that was
Okay.
it. No, still monitoring the OBJ situation, so nothing breaking just yet.
All right. Kyle is kind of out on Mullen.
Yes,
I picked that up. So
I get it. I mean,
yeah,
you know, you
no,
can't.
it's frustrating. I mean, losing by 23 to South Carolina. I mean, if you just go up there and win by a field goal, you're still in a much better spot. I mean, nobody's buying Shane Beamer in South Carolina, and you made them look like world beaters.
So far this season, you've only beaten Tennessee, Vanderbilt, and 2 G5 Florida schools. It's not good.
Yikes. Hey, the show is driven by the Jeep Grand Cherokee at Mack Hike in Flowood, mackhikeflowood.com. Show is also presented by Bulldog Burger in Ridgeland and Starkville and Tupelo. And the show is brought to you by BreezyOaksRanch.com. They'll deliver to your door. How about that? Steaks, sausage, bacon, Mississippi farmers delivering premium beef and pork to your door. BreezyOaksRanch.com. We'll see you tomorrow.